Welcome back to the second episode of the Mak and Dak Show, sponsored by McWilliams and Walden.
I know them.
Hey, I go there more than anywhere else.
I go there every day.
Monday through Friday.
Right, true.
All right, so I've got some cool topics that we're going to talk about on this episode.
Love it.
Starting with why diagnostics cost money. And we get this one from time to time where, for us, we do charge for diagnosis. And that's because we have to pay a technician, and diagnostic technicians are the highest paid in the industry to go in and accurately diagnose the vehicle. And aside,
Panels,
yeah,
break down modules, everything's electronic. They have to go in. Each individual module takes about an hour, so it's just
At
hourly
least.
rate.
Yep.
So,
and some of them
That's
are
the
even
best part.
more on, the older,
right.
or when you get like wiring issues and stuff like that.
Exactly.
And aside from that, on, the shop's expense, the equipment, we spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on equipment, especially because we aren't, a Toyota specific dealer. We aren't a Honda specific, BMW specific. We work on A through Z, which requires us to now have the equipment that each different manufacturer requires to diagnose, to program, and that adds up quick. And there's a difference in a lot of people, and we get this commonly, O'Reilly's does free diagnosis.
They diagnosed my vehicle. They gave me this code.
Yes.
Fix this code.
And that is kind of a misconception because all they're doing is plugging into the vehicle and retrieving the code. It's not a full diagnosis where you're going in and you might have a code that says there's a large leak in your evap system.
Exactly.
Okay, that pulled the code for free. That's the free diagnosis. Now, where in the evap system is the leak?
Right.
That's where we come in. You bring it in for a diagnosis, and we actually go in, identify, exactly what component
what's leaking.
in that system is leaking and causing that code to set. So there is a difference in, and they shouldn't call it a free diagnosis just because we get that misconception all the time of, I can get a free diagnosis at this place. No, it's more of a code read. You're getting a free report of your vehicle has codes A, B, and C. Now you need a diagnosis to tell you what failed parts or components caused codes A, B, and C to come on. So that we get pretty commonly. And I think a lot of it too is just a misunderstanding from the consumer side.
Right.
Where
The way they portray it.
yeah, they portray it as you genuinely are getting that free diagnosis. So that definitely is. And I think the majority of people, I think once we explain that to them, they're like, oh, okay, it says that I have this wrong with this system. That's illuminating the code. It doesn't tell you, what specific part in that system. And that's where it really is beneficial to have that diagnosis, because you don't want to just, with the cost of parts anymore, you don't want to just guess and throw parts at stuff. That'll add up quick. And so get a diagnosis and make sure you're changing out the correct part. And we don't, we do diagnosis pretty much on, I would say, 95% of things that come in, just because once we explain it to people, we get from time to time where people will tell us just, I know it needs this, do it.
Right.
And,
Right.
sometimes they're right, but then sometimes they're wrong. And then
they're going off somebody else's diagnosis.
And now
when
we're back to
that's
square
wrong,
one.
then It's bad on us, so.
We're re-diagnosing it
Exactly.
at that point. So it's always best to just have the diagnosis performed by someone that has, the OEM equipment and everything to accurately diagnose it. All right, topic number 2, moving down the list. Why do repairs feel so expensive?
Yeah.
And they do. We see some crazy
Definitely.
stuff. What's the craziest one you can think off the top of your head?
Easiest one that I remember.
Or a part you quoted and you were just like, oh my gosh.
Catalytic converters are crazy, but
Yeah, especially the European.
engine replacement on that BMW, I think it was an M4. I think.
Oh, yeah. It was like
20, 30,000.
I think the engine alone was like 28, 30 grand.
Like 30 grand.
Yeah. Just
And he just bought that vehicle.
the part. I do remember that. Just the engine itself.
Yes.
Yeah, not
No
installed.
labor, no fluids,
Taxes,
gaskets,
nothing.
engine
Just the
itself.
engine from BMW was like 30 grand.
Yes. No extended warranty, all out of pocket.
Oh, that was terrible.
Yeah.
That was, yeah.
Yeah.
That would be rough.
Yeah.
I remember that one because
That's crazy.
he just bought it. I don't even think it was in his name yet.
No. Because he said he got such a good deal on it.
Well, I wonder why. Yeah. Jeez, man. And that's why we recommend also, if you're buying a car, bring it in for a pre-purchase inspection.
Yes. Or
Right now,
consider extended warranty.
yeah. And, you know, with the cost of everything nowadays, you've got to have an extended warranty on your car. I mean, if pretty much anything that you're buying 10 years and newer, so anything 2016 and newer that you're purchasing, you can get a very good, reliable extended warranty policy on your vehicle. Once the car is 10 years of age, so 2015 and older, it kind of gets hard as to whether or not you can get a reliable, good warranty, because once you get into those older, higher mileage cars, they know stuff's going to fail.
Yes.
So they're going to sell you a policy, and a lot of them make you think it covers
Right.
A to Z, but really it's just a bare minimum, bare bones. Like on all those higher mileage ones, we see a lot of denials or not covered items
Right.
just because, you know, they're bare bones policies. So if your car is at that 10-year mark, then always, we got to partner up with one and bring them on and be like, we know they work good.
Right.
Yeah, that would be a good idea.
Yeah, but back to the inspection.
Yes.
Bring it in before
Bring
you
it
buy
in before you buy the
Let's
car.
check it.
It is well worth it.
Yeah.
We have a special right now, $49.99. You bring your car in before you buy it, and we give it a fine-tooth comb over and let you know if it's something that it's going to be more of a headache than you're going to want to get into, or, you know, this is a solid car, and we think you should, you know, proceed with the purchase. Right. And a lot of times we see, you know, very rarely I'd say do we see something where it's like run.
Right.
A lot of times it's like, oh, okay, it's got, you know, we found an axle leaking and, you know, it's going to need tires soon.
Right.
Well, then at that point, now you can take that to the seller and let them know, hey, I still like this car.
Right.
It doesn't need anything major, but it does have a leaking axle and it does need tires soon.
Right.
Where can we work with on the price? Right. That way you're still getting a good deal and you're not buying the car at their full price.
Right.
What they're asking. And then you get your first oil change 6 months later, and now you've got a $1,500 bill for tires and an axle and an oil change when you just bought the car. Right. At least you know that ahead of time, and you're buying the car knowing that you have to do that. I mean, that's just so much more beneficial.
Yeah. No,
and we really stress that to anyone and everyone that buys a car.
That's what we're
Bring it in before.
Yeah.
Or if you're buying it somewhere like large dealers where they give you that 5, 3, 7, 30, whatever day return period, then, you know, if you're going to buy it, bring it in within that window of time to where you have the chance to return it if we find, you know, something, frame damage or some major unreported accident that wasn't repaired correctly.
Right.
You know, though there are those, and we've had those a couple times.
Yeah.
I'd say the majority of the time where we've advised people not to buy the car is either like super old and it just needs more work than the car's worth.
Right.
Or a nice newer modern car that has like unprofessionally repaired body work.
Right.
Or frame damage, something that wasn't, you know, you look on it and you're like, oh my gosh, where did they?
Yeah.
And a lot of times you might even ask for the Carfax and it shows no accidents. It's clean. But if they took it somewhere that doesn't report to Carfax, paid cash for it, and didn't want it on the Carfax, you'll never know that that vehicle was in an accident because they did it unreported. They, you know, and that is very common.
Very common, yeah.
We see that pretty often where people...
Yeah. Or mileage rollback. When you look it up on Carfax, they don't tell you.
Mileage
cluster goes back.
Yep. Yeah. We have seen that where people will come in and, you know...
Super low mileage.
Yeah.
And you run it.
Well, actually, Steven, one of the service advisors, he was just looking to buy a new commuter car that's better on gas. So he was looking at some like 05, I think, Corollas, older, more reliable way back then, Corollas and Camrys. And he had texted me. He was looking for a new car over the weekend, 2 weekends ago. So he shot me the VIN and he's like, hey, can you run the Carfax on this? I'm going to go look at it. It's got 179,000 miles on it. So I'm like, cool, let me run the Carfax for him. It had 415,000 miles on it. They rolled the odometer back or replaced the cluster with a used one to show 179. Oh, wow. And that might not even be something that somebody's maliciously doing.
Yeah, intentionally.
It might have just been, you know, the cluster went out.
Right.
There's no new ones. It's an older car. So they got a used one from the wrecking yard. And now the cluster shows what the used one came with.
Right.
So it might not even be something, and that could have been the person before the person you're buying it from.
Right.
The person that owns it right now may not have even known they had a 400,000 mile car.
Right.
So it's definitely
better to know. Still better to know. Yeah.
And those are all things that, you know, we can run and see on that Carfax and help you not buy a 400,000 mile car. Because that's a lot of miles on a car, especially when you think it has 179.
Yeah.
So it does happen from time to time, that's for sure. Now, our next point of topic, doing repairs, and we get this often, OEM versus aftermarket.
Right.
And there's a lot of miscommunication in the industry of those.
Right.
I think you can definitely get just as good quality with aftermarket as you can with OEM on certain parts.
Certain parts, yeah.
And that's another thing, like we've been in the business so long where we know certain parts and certain cars where we wouldn't even offer an aftermarket part because we just know your car has to have this part on this car. We've tried it time and time before. It's always failed. We have to use an OEM.
Chrysler.
Yeah. There's some cars out there for sure. And then, you know, there's that aspect of it. And OEM, for those of you who don't know, would be original equipment manufacturer. So that would be something that comes from the manufacturer itself. You know, you're buying the part direct from the dealership and putting it on just the same as it came out of the factory with. Whereas aftermarket would be something you'd get from your O'Reilly AutoZone parts store. We partner up with O'Reilly's, so you get that exclusive 3-year, 36,000 mile warranty on all the parts. And then if it's a large powertrain item like an engine, transmission, it's a 4-year unlimited on most of them, which is just a crazy good warranty. Something, you know, so if it is just as good quality for aftermarket and OEM, we recommend the aftermarket just because that warranty, you know, a lot of the dealers sell the OEM parts with a 1-year warranty when you can get the aftermarket part with 3-year. So it's better for us to sell to the customer. It's better for the customer.
It's great.
And, you know, it's a win-win.
Yeah. We love that.
Yeah. All right. We're going to wrap up this segment with a little bit of a guess the repair bill.
All right.
A customer came in with a check engine light on his Dodge diesel.
Okay.
We found the high pressure injection pump had failed and shot metal through the fuel system.
Okay.
What was the repair total?
The whole fuel system.
The whole fuel system. A diesel truck.
10,000.
Double it.
Doubled.
Double
20,000.
And add 5.
You're joking.
$25,000. Yep.
But
bum, bum, bum.
Did he have an extended warranty?
He did.
Did it cover it?
They did.
Oh.
And that is what we'll talk about next episode.
Perfect.
Extended warranties and why you need them.